Hey guys, been a while since I made a big video. I've kind of been busy doing some other things and got kind of tied up with another truck that I was actually going to put this motor in, and then we thought we might give it one more shot to get going. And we spent about $1,600 on it and it still doesn't start, so a little bit perturbed there, but I thought I'd get back to this project. And this is the 1994 Cummins. Hasn't been started probably close to 3 years. I cleaned it up, went ahead and took all the unnecessary stuff off of it. Brought it down about as bare bones as I could to try to start this thing. Went ahead and put a new oil filter on it, changed the oil in it. The oil didn't look that bad that was in it, but I didn't want to risk it, and I wanted to look at it since it had been sitting. I knew everything would be in the bottom. I've seen people start these out of frame, and it's pretty intriguing how you can take a 180 horse, 400 foot-pound torque motor, just set it on the ground, level it up, and she'll sit there and idle. Man, these things are just so easy to work with. All they got to have is fuel. And this here's the mechanical pump inlet. This is the return line. Just got it going over into a jug of diesel. This right here, I didn't know what it was, so I looked it up, and this is actually a manual primer. You can put this in here, start priming this, and you can see your diesel come over into the line. You know what you got. Obviously hooked it up to a battery. Some people take down here on the bottom, on that back lug of the solenoid, and bring a wire out so they can touch it up here, but I'm just going to jump across it with a screwdriver. Pretty cool that on the back of the oil filter right here is this is just a plug. I went down and bought the mechanical oil pressure gauge, unscrewed the plug, and this screws right into it. So we can come over here and check our oil pressure. On the VE pumps, there's a wire that you pull that, I guess, it opens up a fuel solenoid, but on these, it's right here. That's run, and you throw it down to kill it. So I can't make any claims that this is the first startup, because actually this is the third time. I didn't want to make a video the first time because I didn't know if it was going to start. I didn't want to sit there and crank and crank and crank and watch and crank and go through minutes of this and that. But basically what I did is I cranked for a little while with nothing. Decided to break the injectors open. Did the manual lift pump until I started getting fuel out those, locked them back down, cranked on it a little more, started getting some white smoke, and when she started, it sounded good. So hopefully got enough in the battery to go ahead and turn her over this morning. And there you have it. 3 years of setting, and man, it still sounds good. After I got finished cleaning it up, I got to looking at it and noticed it looks like we've already had a KDP issue on this truck. So I don't know if you can see somebody's JB welded the cover back together. Kind of had to laugh. Got some oil leaks on it. That's what you expect. But for the way it sounds, I think we're probably just gonna, pretty good leak there, but I think it's coming from the sensor right there. So yeah, I think what we're gonna do is just tear this down. New gaskets, rear main, new head gasket, valve cover gaskets, and probably drop it in the way it is for right now. At least, you know, get it fitted and start getting bugs worked out, and then pull it back out later and rebuild it if we need to after we see how it drives. But anyway, there she is, 5.9.